Bando Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Vallabha Radha Kanta Namostute Sapta Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Devacha Nimitana Bhagavyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 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 Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other but the Supreme Personality of Godhead, instructed as follows to write books on devotional service. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Rupa and Sanatan on the process of devotional service, and based on their teachings given by the Lord, Rupa and Sanatan and H.H.Gopal Goswami wrote so many books. In fact, as Prabhupada said, the literature left behind by the Goswamis is unparalleled in history. They wrote so many volumes. But he himself presented only 8 verses that we identify as the 6 stars. So every morning in most of ISKCON temples, we chant the 6 Shastra prayers. How many of you have read the 6 Shastra prayers? Okay, everyone. So I thought we'd discuss 1 or 2 or 3 of these 6 Shastra prayers. Is that okay? So who will sing the first one? Yes.
Chito darpanamarjanam bhavamahadavagnivarpanam Shriya kairachandrikavajanam vidyavijivanam anandamodivardhanam paripadam purnamritasvadanam sarvatma samanam param jayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam.
Very good. Glory to the Shri Krishna Samkirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated together, and thus extinguishes the fire of conditioned life, or repeated birth and death. This Samkirtan movement is a prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and enables us to taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. You want to repeat after me the translation?
Yes.
All of you are fluent in English? Okay, I was just joking. Okay. Glory to the Shri Krishna Samkirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years together, and thus extinguishes the fire of conditioned life, repeated birth and death. This Samkirtan movement is a prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. So the Vedic scriptures recommend Harinama, 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 Eva Kevalam, Kalo Naseva, Naseva, Eva Garinata. Chant the holy name, chant the holy name, chant the holy name. This is not something that Prabhupada introduced or ISKCON introduced. This is in the Shastra. And in this first verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu emphasizes the glories of the holy name. Actually, in these 8 verses, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has more or less summarized the entire Vedic literature in 8 verses. The whole gist of the Vedic philosophy is summarized. So, why do we chant the holy name? He says, glory to Sri Krishna Sankirtan. So he is glorifying the holy name. Why? Why do we do that? It cleanses the heart of all dust accumulated for years together. So our heart is heavily contaminated. You may be fair-skinned, brown-skinned, black-skinned, but our heart is, what is it? Dark. As Prabhupada used to say, more dark than a piece of coal. Coal is dark, doesn't matter whether it's Canadian coal or Indian coal. So this heart is very dark. Why? We have unlimited material desires there. And we are brought up in the environment where we believe material desires will make you happy. Fulfillment of material desires will make you happy. So our heart is dark because we have unlimited material desires. And these are all the result of lust and greed. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, lust, anger and greed, the 3 highways that take you to hell. So we have unlimited material desires. I want sense enjoyment. I want to see something beautiful all the time. I want to hear something palatable. I want to eat without discrimination. I want to hear pleasant music, and so on. But the scriptures say these material desires, even if you fulfill them, they're not going to make you happy. They are just going to bind you further. So these material desires, they go on multiplying. Today you have 10 desires, tomorrow you'll have more. Some of you may have thought, if only I could get into Canada, all my life's goals would be satisfied. But now you've got into Canada, you swam across the ocean. Have your material desires gone down? No, they're multiplying every day. So we must understand material desires can never be satisfied. So what happens when you chant the holy name? When you chant the holy name, Kirtana Marjana, the heart begins to get cleansed. Just like in a mirror, you have dust. You take a clean piece of cloth and clean it, the dust goes away, isn't it? So this chanting is the cloth with which you clean the dirty mirror. And it is something we've all experienced. Those of you who have been chanting for some time may have experienced that when you chant the holy name, the spiritual enthusiasm is high. And when you don't chant, the enthusiasm is low. Therefore this chanting is highly recommended. So, cleanses the heart. And then when the heart gets cleansed, what happens? The fire of conditioned life repeated within that. We're all going through the samsara of birth and death. This is not your last birth, nor is this your first birth. Many people think when we die, we all go to heaven. You may have seen sometimes in the papers, you see advertisements, oh, my so-and-so suddenly departed, he left for his heavenly abode. We just assume he's gone to the heavenly abode. But to go to the heavenly abode, you have to put in a lot of effort. So, We're all going through the cycle of birth and death. Brahmanda Brahmita Kona Bhagavanaji, Guru Krishna Kripavaya, Bhakti. After going through many, many births and deaths, is he the fortunate soul who received knowledge about devotional soul, Bhakti Latabi. In the beginning we were living in water, then on land, in the bird category, insect category, animal category, then the human category. So, don't think that everything ends with this body. Bhagavad Gita's second chapter explains, within the body there is a soul, and the nature of the soul is eternal. Never takes birth, never dies. So, we have gone through all the lower species of life. Now we have got the human body. Athata Brahma Jigyasa. As the Vedanta Sutta says, now we have got this human body. Inquire. What should inquire? We're all inquiring, isn't it? So many subject matter. You look at CNN, Fox News, interviews, question and answers. Read the newspaper, question and answer. So there's so many subject matters for inquiring, but nobody's inquiring what is the goal of life. Rupa and Sanatan, when they met Chaitanya and Mahaprabhu, they said, Khyami! Learned people say we are very learned, but we don't even know who we are. So who are you? That we need to understand. So it says that as we chant the holy name, the heart gets cleansed. And if you completely and gradually, if you keep chanting, you can come to the point of Krishna Prema. And then, no more birth and death. Then where do you go? You go back to the kingdom of God. But unfortunately we say, oh, Toronto is sweeter than in the Bhagavatam it is said, in the spiritual report of the Lord, there is no suffering. Everyone has a private plane, and the plane never crashes. Better than Airbus and Boeing's products. But still we don't want to go back there. So the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, if you chant the holy name, your heart will get cleansed, and you will be able to become free from the samsara of birth and death. Prabhupada, when he met his guru in 1922, in Calcutta, Prabhupada's father's name was Gaur Monde. He used to regularly host sadhus. He was a middle class cloth merchant in Calcutta, but a very great devotee of the Lord. So he would serve all sadhus. He did not discriminate whether the sadhu was genuine or not. So Prabhupada had exposure to a lot of sadhus. And when these sadhus would be leaving, he would say, just bless my son. And he may become a big devotee of Radharani. And Prabhupada's mother, she was dreaming, my son will go to England and become an engineer. So, in 1922, when Prabhupada's friend said, come and meet a sadhu, I want to take you to meet a special sadhu. Prabhupada said, I met so many sadhus. I'm not impressed. But his friend said, no, this sadhu is separate, he is different. So in the first meeting, Bhaktisiddhanta, you could see, here is a young man who can fulfill Lord Chaitanya's instruction. The holy name will be chanted every town and village. So Prabhupada says, first we should make our country independent. Then people will listen to our message. So Bhaktisiddhanta ji said, real independence is independence from the cycle of birth and death. So, if you chant the holy name, Or Chaitanya says, you can get freedom from the cycle of birth and death. This is the moment prime benediction of humanity is large. So, this is the prime benediction. That means this is the most important activity. There are many types of charity you can do. Like some people think someone is drunkard, even in New York, there's a place known as the Village, where all the drunkards hang around. I'm sure you will be having such place in Toronto too. So, if you walk in the village area, so many people will approach you. Give me $1, I want to buy beer. Many people give it. I think this is charity. Then there are people who may do cataract operations. Some people do wholesale marriages and think this is charity. We got 10,000 people married. So that's one type of charity in India that people do. But real charity is giving people knowledge by which they can become free from the birth and cycle, birth and death. So for the humanity at large, the Sankirtan movement is most important. Because the holy name is so auspicious. Anyone who chants the holy name, knowingly or unknowingly, will get benefit. So, this chanting the holy name is the most important activity. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. Now, you have two types of knowledge. Material knowledge and spiritual knowledge. Material knowledge is what you obtain in school, colleges, etc. We are not saying don't cultivate material knowledge. But material knowledge, if cultivated properly, can be used to enhance the message of the Lord. But the essence of spiritual knowledge is to surrender to Krishna. Sarvadharmam parityajya antam sarve papebhayo. Give up all varieties of religiousness and surrender to me. And the conclusion of the Vedic knowledge is to bring us to the point we surrender to Krishna. So what is Lord Chaitanya saying here? This is the prime benediction for humanity at large. It is the essence of all transcendental knowledge. When we read the Bhagavad Gita, when we read the Srimad Bhagavatam, the ultimate goal of all this is to bring you to surrender to Krishna. And why don't we all surrender to Krishna? Why? Who knows? Why?
Lack of faith.
Right.
We have too many material desires. So just like if you have temperature, even if somebody gives you palatable food, you can't appreciate the taste. So we have unlimited material desires. It's just like if you have cataract and you can't see properly. So we have too many material desires. These desires blind us. On the road, many times we look for direction. But do you ever ask a drunkard, how can I get to that destination? Do you? No, you know he's drunk. So similarly, material desires prevent us from surrendering. Whereas, if you chant the holy name, then the heart will be cleansed. You'll be able to free yourself from the cycle of birth and death. And ultimately, surrender to Krishna. So the essence of transcendental knowledge is that I must surrender to the Supreme Lord. That is the conclusion of the Vedic scriptures. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss. So we are all looking for happiness. Am I right? Even the cat is looking for happiness. The cat, when he sees milk in the kitchen, and no one in the kitchen, is so happy. You throw sugar, the ants will appear. You don't know from where they're coming. They can smell sugar. You don't have to worry about diabetes. So they'll come and take. They'll come there. So Prahlad Maharaj says, Nada vidam svatakatema Vishnu. People do not know how real happiness can be found. So Lord Chaitanya says, if you chant the holy name, it will increase the ocean of transcendental bliss. In other words, it will give you real happiness. One thing, since Trump came to power and the American media started criticizing him, he developed a new word, fake news. You know that?
Yes.
What is fake news?
Something which is not made up.
Made up. Just like to discredit a saintly saint president. Anything that doesn't toe his line is fake news. Okay, anyway, that's not our subject matter. So there is a word very common now, fake news. So similarly, there is fake happiness and real happiness. So through material activities, what you're trying to realize is fake happiness. And by chanting, you can get real happiness. And Prabhupada used to say, if you stand next to the ocean, there's a limit to the height of the material waves of the material ocean. Isn't it? How high can the wave go? Anyone knows? But the spiritual wave, there's no limit. It can go as high as the sky. In other words, as we chant the holy name, you'll get more and more pleasure. And it gives us a full taste of the nectar we are all nectar. Basically, we're all looking for nectar, isn't it? But if you want real nectar, then what is the solution? Chant the holy name. And you'll get real nectar. But unfortunately, we are used to false nectar, whereas by chanting you'll realize real nectar. So Lord Chaitanya is saying, the chanting of the holy name will give you unending spiritual pleasure. And this is the real nectar. We want nectar, but we don't know the difference between real and false. Whereas, if you come in the association of devotees, then you get educated to understand what is real happiness. I'm just giving you a summary explanation. You can speak on each of these words for days. Who knows the second word? Yes.
Nam Nam Kari Bhavda Nij Sarv Shakti Tathar
Oh my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living being. And thus you have hundreds and millions of transcendental names, such as Krishna Govinda, in which you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are no hard and fast rules for chanting these names, O my Lord. Out of your kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. Would you repeat after me? O my Lord, your holy name alone, can render all benediction to living beings. And thus you have hundreds and millions of transcendental names, such as Krishna and Govinda, in which you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are no hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of your kindness, you enable us to easily approach you, your holy names. I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. So Lord Chaitanya is saying, your holy, you may have noticed, in every sloka he's saying, Oh my Lord. So you may say, Why is the Lord saying, oh my Lord? Isn't He the Lord Himself? Lord Chaitanya is the Lord Himself, but He appeared as a devotee. Whenever people would say, are you Krishna? He would block his ears. Speaking all day. So Lord Chaitanya is saying, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings. The holy name is real benediction. You can benedict everyone. Anyone who chants the holy name benefits. Sometimes when our Harinam parties go out, people say, look at those crazy Hare Krishna, they will come. Doesn't matter. You have to tell the name of Hare Krishna. So the holy names can render all benediction to living beings. Anyone chants the holy name, knowingly, unknowingly, will benefit. And then you have unlimited names of God. This principle, chanting names of the Lord, is there in all the scriptures. It is there in the Bible. In the Bible it is said, thou shalt always chant the names of the Lord. What does this mean? Same thing that we say. In Quran, also there are many verses in the Jewish scriptures. You were in Israel. When they chant the names of God there?
Yeah, they say Baruch Hashem. It means that by the mercy of the name. And it's a very common word. Like
Yeah, you have to learn Hebrew.
Yeah.
So anyway, the point is, all bona fide scriptures of the Lord emphasize chanting the holy name. You know, I also work in a country called Azerbaijan. It was previously part of the Soviet Union. Now it's independent. So I go there every year. One part of Azerbaijan is with war came to Russia, one part of Azerbaijan is with Iran. So in Azerbaijan, the population is by and large Muslim. What they have is fashion. They all carry a small mala in their hand. There are about 20 beads in that. So I asked the devotees, are they chanting the names of Allah? He said, no, it's a fashion. It's a fashion. In other words, they carry these malas. But in reality, it's there in all the scriptures. So Lord Chaitanya is saying, you have hundreds of thousands of names of like Krishna and God. So God has unlimited names. God is unlimited Himself. Chintya, inconceivable. And His names are unlimited. Sometimes people wonder, how many names does God have? God's names are unlimited. And because His names are spiritual in nature, you can chant the holy name day and night and not get tired. We have the prime example of Haridas Thakur. You were chanting the holy name how many times a day? 300,000 times a day. Day and night. And he never would stop. Once the Qazi told the king, call Haridas and tell him he must stop chanting these names of God, Hindu names. The king tried his best. Haridas would not give up the holy name. So the Qazi had him beaten through 22 marketplaces for he went on chanting. When Lord Chaitanya started his Sankirtan movement in Navadvip, the Hindu Smarta Brahmins, they opposed it because they were losing their income. Their income came from big yagyas, and Harinam doesn't require anything. So many Hindus complained to the Mamdan Qazi. Nimai has started some artificial movement. Stop it. The Muslims also complain. If we don't stop that Samkirtan movement, all the Muslims will become Hindus. There was one Muslim with a big beard. He would go 10 times a day to the Qazi there. Stop Nimai's movement! Otherwise all the Muslims will become Hindus. So the Qazi finally said, you come to me 10 times a day complaining, stop, stop, stop. But whenever I see you, you're always chanting Hare Krishna. What is it? So he said, that's a fact. Since I heard the holy name, I can't just leave it. I feel like chanting all the time. So the holy name is very sweet. So the Lord Chaitanya is saying, you have invested all your transcendental energy. That means the holy name is not written from the Lord. Nama Chintamni Krishnas Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddha Nitya Mukto Binatam Nama Namina. The holy names of the Lord are like touchstone. Any of you had a touchstone? You must be having a fake touchstone that means. So anyway, like they sell diamonds. Buying diamonds has become a very tricky business now. The fake ones resemble the real ones so closely, even an expert gets confused. I know somebody who does a diamond trade. So he was telling me, that even there's so much fake diamond in the market, and even if an export comes, the fake is so good that you can't see the difference. But this is the real diamond. So, chanting the holy name, anyone who chants the holy name is going to benefit. There are no hard and fast rules for chanting this holy name. So the beauty of the holy name is, you can chant any time, any place. Of course, we recommend that you get up in the morning, take a shower and then chant. But even if you're in a dirty location, even if you're taking a shower, not a shower, any situation, you can chant the holy name. The holy name is so easy to chant. I mean, of course, most of you are born in India, so you've heard the holy name from childhood. But I work in Africa, in continent of Russia. I was in China last year. And everywhere, they chant the holy names with perfect ease. I've never met somebody who said, I just can pronounce Hare Krishna. Everybody can pronounce. In Beijing, we have a doctor, Dr. Lee. He took me to his clinic. In his clinic, in one of the rooms, he had Mridanga and Karta. So I said, what do you do with this? He said, every Wednesday I have Kirtan with my patients. And he had the Chinese Bhagavatam in his office that he reads to his patients. And he gave me videos of the program he had. So what I'm saying is, this chanting of Hare Krishna can easily be done by anyone in any part of the world. You don't have to be a Sanskrit Pandit. Imagine if we had a shloka from Bhagavatam to chant. You'll have to go to the tough exercise of learning it. But Hare Krishna, you can learn it in 1 minute. So, that's why this is a Maha Mantra. There are many mantras. Mantra means a chant that gives you peace of mind. This is the principal mantra. So there are no hard and fast rules for chanting these holy names. But and the Lord is so kind. The Lord says, you can understand me just by chanting the holy name. In the scripture that is said, in Satya Yoga, the process of self-realization was meditation on the Lord. In Satya Yuga, the lifespan was 100,000 years. And people used to live. If they used to live for 100,000 years, but they could meditate for 60,000, 70,000 years without interruption. Then came Treta Yuga, in which the lifespan got reduced by 10 times, 10,000 years. What was the process? Elaborate yagyas, elaborate, for which you needed pure brahmanas. And these brahmanas would ignite fire, not by using a lighter or matches, just by chanting mantras. And you needed pure ingredients like pure ghee, pure milk, etc. Can you afford that in today's age? Then came Dwapara Yuga. The lifespan got reduced 10 times, 2,000 years. And the process was very elaborate worship of the deities. So we would tell you, okay, you can come to the temple, but bring 1 ounce of gold also. That too is not possible. In this age you can get the same benefit just by chanting the holy name. So the Lord has made self-realization very easy in Kali Yuga. Just like, suppose $1 million house is being sold for $1. Is Ramnan Roy here? Suppose this house gets offered for sale at $1. Will you try to buy it? No? Yes or no? Would be a great deal, isn't it? Like in North America, Father's Day, Mother's Day. So, the process of self-realization has been greatly subsidized. Just chant Hare Krishna. But then, what does Lord Chaitanya say? Even though you have made the process so easily, I have no attraction for it. The process of self-realization is very easy, just chant. Isn't it? But is everybody taking to it? Huh? No. We invite 100 people, 1 person comes. The process is so attractive, but still, people are not taking advantage of it. The holy name is not sweet, still people don't chant. So therefore he says, the Lord has made the process very easy, but still I have no attraction for them. Third verse, who knows the third verse? Okay, you. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than the tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord. What? Constantly. You can repeat. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and ready to offer all respects to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. So all the verses of success are important, but in some respects, this verse is most important. That is why Krishna Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita says, this verse is so important that we should tie this verse to our neck, or in other words, Remind ourselves all the time of the importance. What does the Lord say? When you chant the holy name in a humble state of mind, if you're chanting the holy name, be humble. Not that I'm chanting the holy name now. I'm such a Mahatma devotee. I become proud. I'm chanting 60 now. I'm chanting 64 rounds. So, Lord Chaitanya is saying, in a humble state of mind. Then he goes on to explain, what does this humility mean? But many times people want to know, what does humility mean? What says, thinking yourself lower than a straw in the street. Now straw means grass on the street. Everybody steps on the grass, isn't it? Does the grass retaliate? Does it bite you?
No.
Why are you sitting on my head? Sometimes people step on your toes by mistake. And what's your immediate reaction? Are you blind? You can't see. Don't you say that? So, Lord Chaitanya is saying, become more humble than a straw in the street. Everybody steps on the straw. Everybody walks on the straw. But the straw doesn't retaliate. Is that true or false? So Lord Chaitanya says, become even more tolerant, more think yourself lower than the straw in the street. You should think yourself, you are totally insignificant. Thakur Bhakti Vinod gave a presentation, wrote Sharanagati. So in Sharanagati he writes, one should think oneself to be useless, hopeless, lower than straw in the street. So he says, lower than straw in the street, more tolerant than a tree. So in the material world, you will always have challenges. One day you're honored, the other day you're dishonored. One day you're victorious, the other day you're defeated. But we should be tolerant. And he gives example of the tree. Prabhupada used to explain, a tree is willing to serve you in all seasons. When it's raining, you go and take shelter of the tree. When it's very hot, you take shelter of the tree. In places like India, they cut the tree to ignite fire. The tree is always serving. The tree is very tolerant. You don't think the trees have no life. The trees have life. About 30 years ago, I read a report by a team that did research in BC University, Vancouver University. And the report confirmed the Vedic teachings. Trees also have life, and they know how to communicate also. You don't think the trees don't have life. So, but the tree tolerates. When it's very hot, people complain. But those are rich, they turn on the AC and the fan. But a tree, do you give an AC to every tree on the road? No. Tree tolerates it. When it's cold, you take shelter of the heater. The tree stands there and faces the cold. The tree is an example of tolerance. So Lord Chaitanya is saying, more tolerant than a tree. What a challenge. You become extremely tolerant. Sometimes you may be provoked. Sometimes you may be in a difficult position. The material viewpoint may be tit for tat. Tit for tat. In they say Nela Kadela. In Russian they say Zuba Zub. So the tit for tat has equivalent in all languages. So we don't believe in tit for tat. So Even if you are in a provoking situation, be very tolerant. Devoid of all sense of false prestige. So what is false prestige? Ankar. You do ankar. I think. I don't know. I don't need any guidance. I don't need any direction. Don't tell me anything. I know everything. That's the normal approach, isn't it? False prestige. And you live in a society where everybody tries to show off how successful I am. People want to have the latest cars, latest in fashion. You think this will give them prestige. And then different types of false prestige. So Lord Chaitanya is saying, devoid of all sense of false prestige. One is ankar. I'm so great. I'm the best. I'm the most sincere devotee in this temple. The others are all actors. We have many, many types of concepts where we think that we are God's gift to humanity. And the others are God's curses to humanity. By our false prestige, we become so tall and everybody else becomes so short. So Lord Chaitanya is saying, give up all sense of false prestige and ready to offer all respect to others. The common understanding we have is, I'll respect you if you respect me. But here Lord Chaitanya is saying, go beyond that. Even if somebody is not respectful to you, you offer respect. And sometimes people say, oh, then I'll get exploited. When you follow the path that Krishna has given, you will never be a loser. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name constantly. So if you want to be in a position where you always chant the holy name, take the path of humility. Lower than straw in the street, more tolerant in the tree, devoid of false sense of false prestige, and offer respects to everyone. Offer respects to everyone. Not that we offer respects only to the Guru. We should offer respects to all the Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, everyone. We should deal with everyone in a very respectful way. And if you're thinking yourself useless, destitute, unworthy, so in that mood of humility, you'll be able to chant the holy name. Why? You'll get the mercy of Krishna. Krishna will say, oh, this man is so humble. The devotee, the king of Orissa, King Pratapudra, who wanted an audience with Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya went on refusing to give him an audience. Lord Chaitanya said, I'm a sannyasi. I can't associate with somebody else to deal with woman and man. So on the occasion of Rath Yatra, Lord Chaitanya saw that this king had a golden broom. He was sweeping the whole road with a golden broom. And then, with rose water, he washed the road on which the Lord's chariot was going to move. So Lord Chaitanya said, here's a king doing the work of a bhangi. And he was very pleased. And he gave a special benediction. Lord Chaitanya would expand himself into 8 Sankirtan parties, because he would have 8 parties with every chariot. And he was simultaneously dancing in all the 8 parties, but only a few devotees could see it. And he gave this special vision to King Pratapudra. So if you want to please the Lord, you don't need a big PhD degree. You can be uneducated, chant the holy name, and a humble friend of mine. And that will give you the incentive to chant more. Sometimes people want to know, how can I get attracted to the holy name? By chanting. How can I develop humility? By chanting. How can I develop determination? By chanting. This is one medicine for all diseases. If you chant attentively, you'll be able to cure all your ills. If you don't chant attentively, that will become the cause of all anarthas. So, chant the holy name and be happy. Hare Krishna. This is only a brief explanation. We had limited time. Okay, I'll take on one or two questions if you have. Yes, sir.
Maharaj, thank you for the class. Maharaj, like in the Shikshashtam, Chaitanya was saying that Krishna has unlimited names, like millions of names, hundreds and thousands of names. In the temple, like sometimes we sing like Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, and sometimes we heard from the devotees that we should not sing that Nitai Gaur Hari Bol.
I understand your question. You see, we belong to our parampara. And in our parampara, some mantras are genuine, are accepted, and some are not. We don't say that we don't chant not names of God, but in our parampara, there are certain bhajans that are properly approved, our acharyas approved. So, Hare Krishna mantra is transcendental, but you can twist it in different ways. We don't sing Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. We sing Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. So those names that we don't sing are also names of God. They also fall in the category of million names. But we have certain mantras that our acharyas have approved. So we follow that. Okay.
End of the kirtan, we sing like Nitai Gaur Hari Bol.
So some more, which name are you referring to? Nitai Gaur.
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, like.
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. So what's your question?
Like some devotee, they object like we should not, like Prabhupada, he sang that end of the kirtan.
Generally, Prabhupada sang Nitai Gaur.
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, like no devotees sing end of the kirtan.
Yeah, so you're saying that Prabhupada sang like that?
No, like some devotees say that Prabhupada never sing that way, so we should not also.
Yes, that's what I said. Generally, in ISKCON we follow whatever Prabhupada said and whatever he gave us. To be on the safe side. Precaution is better than cure. Okay, any more questions? Yes.
Sometimes
Yes.
sometimes we can see devotees that after 20 years in the movement and chanting every day, but you don't see their progress very much. You don't observe much humility. What is the reason that after long chanting they don't make a significant progress?
We're not chanting attentively. We're not avoiding the 10 offenses. And that's why it is said we should avoid the offenses. If we chant attentively without offenses, then results are guaranteed. Even if we don't chant attentively with motivation, you'll still get some benefit. And along with chanting, we also have to follow the regulative principles, etc. So it's a whole package that gives you the strength. I met one newcomer on my recent trip, I think in Boise, and he was chanting 16 rounds, but he could not give up taking drugs. I mean, he was struggling to give up. Chanting is beneficial, but to get Krishna Prema and Artha Nivritti, you need the help of all the other components also. Okay? Yes.
Maharaj,
See?
you said there is no hard and fast rule of chanting.
Lord Chaitanya said.
Okay, so is it okay if we use this japa beat and at the place which is not very clean? Is it okay, or without that we can chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra?
What do you say, which is not clean? What do you mean?
When certain places think that is not very clean, or our uniforms, our dresses are not very clean, as like we go to the altar, purified things. At that circumstances, can we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra?
Hare Krishna chant mantra you can chant anytime. Making a shower or cleaning your body or whatever. But we have certain standard. If you want to go on the altar, then you have to take a shower and be completely clean.
Yeah.
Because you're going to touch that Lord. So what exactly is your question?
So at the time of chanting, we have to have that type of cleanliness, or even without that type of cleanliness?
No, I mentioned that in the lecture. You can get up in the morning and start chanting without a shower also.
Yes.
Some places of India, in many parts of India, sometimes the water doesn't come till 10 o'clock in the morning. Here at Sadhnagar temple, there's a colony called Gadi. They are always short of water, so sometimes they come to Aarti also without shower. Okay. Yes.
I have two questions, Maharaj. One on the first shloka and the third one, and the other one on the third. So when sometimes when we chant, we feel that we are just getting purified because, and then suddenly, I mean, it's just like some dirt comes in again, like from association with material world. We go to work, we interact with different types of people, and we still chant, but then sometimes I feel like we should have a lock and a door so that we close the doors for the dust that comes in. How do we keep...
You mean just stay in the temple, don't go out. Stay within the borders of the temple, don't step out. So what's your question?
So how do we keep things at bay? Like how do we maintain that cleanliness when we chant, when we get to one state of mind, and then
if you have a good sadhana in the morning, just like our book distributors, they go on the streets all day. And when they go on the streets, they're right in the front of the battlefield. Like in a battle, the GIs, they go right in the front. You're right in the battlefield. You see so much Maya. When you're doing some service inside the temple, you're heavily protected. But when you go on the roads, you're right at war. So how can you save yourself? If you had a good sadhana in the morning, good chanting, reading, etc., then you'll be strong all day.
Thank you very much. My second question is...
That's why the morning program is very important.
Thank you. Second question is how to get the humble state of mind, to like chanting in the humble state of mind. How to get that humble state of mind to
I follow. Everything in life is achievable if you make an effort. Prabhupada used to say, there's no such thing as no. So be respectful. Don't look for respect. Don't think I'm a special devotee, I can be... Try to serve all the Vaishnavas. Sometimes devotees chant, but they're very aloof from others and all that, thinking that they belong to a superior breed. Actually, they don't belong to a superior breed, but they think that way. So, and then be ready to take instructions. Principle of humility doesn't mean just offer dandapads to everyone. It means in your mind you must reconcile, you must accept. I need direction, I need correction, I need guidance. If you're ready for that, then that's humility.
Thank you.
Okay, any more questions? Yes, sir.
Maharaj, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, my name will be sung in every town and village.
Yeah.
Does he specifically mention the Mahamantra or any other name of the Lord?
Mahamantra. every town and village of the world. And due to Prabhupada's efforts, it's come true to a great extent. Okay, any more questions? Yes.
Guru Maharaj, how to remain tolerant in provoking situations?
They say practice makes a man perfect. I learned that when I was in school. So keep practicing. Don't retaliate. Someone abuses you, just tolerate it. If you are in a difficult position, I mean, we just have to tolerate. So what's your question?
That's the question. How to be tolerant in provoking situations?
Provoking situations will always be there. That's the nature of the material world. And there are so many provocations. You have to, one provoking situation is, the senses are always agitating. It's not that if you become a devotee, the senses will stop troubling you. In fact, the senses get even more active. So you have to tolerate the urges of the senses. Just what the senses say, go to the movies, watch a cricket match, doesn't mean you do it. You have to tolerate it. Watch a Begum and a Zakroda Begum. Tolerate the different pushings. It's not that if you come to spiritual life, the senses will stop agitating you. And it's the biggest agitation that you have to tolerate. And to tolerate that, you need good sadhana and chanting. Okay? Okay, any more questions? No more questions? Yeah.
Guru Maharaj, thank you. Can you mention more why we discussed how it's difficult to surrender, but it's also very easy. But why is so few people are able to do that?
Because people are under the illusion they can find happiness independent of surrendering to Krishna. Even our devotees, they join, they get initiated, but they don't really surrender. Surrendering means I want to use my body, mind and senses in service of the Lord. So Krishna said, Ye tamam prapadayante. All of them, when they surrender to me, I shall what? In the Bible there's a similar statement. As you sow, you shall reap. So it's not that you pay one price and you can buy it for anything. You get what you pay for. So we don't want to surrender because we think Maya is sweeter than Krishna. That's the bottom line. So you have to convince yourself that Maya is not sweeter than Krishna. And that can be realized if we chant regularly. Okay. Okay, last question.
Maharaj, generally at home, most of the devotees, they glorify the spiritual master, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Whatever in the temple, you can sing.
Jaya Guru Deva, you can sing, but you can't sing pads. Bhagavad Paracharya Pad and all that, you can't. But sing on what occasion? You sing when? You mean every day?
Yeah, like Guru Puja times.
The Guru Puja that we do in the temple is 100% for Prabhupada. You can't mix it. Gurudev and Jai Prabhupada. Guru Puja is focused only on Prabhupada.
Yeah, Prabhupada also generates a Gurudev, right? For all.
Yes, but we're not worshipping our Guru in Prabhupada's Guru Puja. Okay, thank you very much.